I'm Monica Loughman. I'm Ireland's one of very few professional ballerinas. I've worked and danced all over the world. I trained in Russia from 1993. I lived there for 14 years and I have a company and a school here in Ireland. I arrived in Russia at the age of 14 that was 1993, and I had no Russian at all. And we were surrounded by Russians that had no English. The problem of trying to learn ballet in Russia without Russian, to get a broader view and to be able to learn the ballet and to learn the instructions, you were submerged, but still for months and months we didn't understand what they were saying to us. Initially, when you started learning the language, you learned counts, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then to 8. But the difference between me not knowing the language and knowing the language meant that I went from a ballet dancer that was here, maybe at the very lowest level, to one of the ballet dancers that would be on the highest level in the company. And that was all language. That was all me being explained a shortcut, how to get to there, me being able to communicate why I don't understand that count or that beat or that move, and just becoming a member of a team. But it was very slow and it was very respectful. They were very respectful towards me and I was towards them. Раз назад, вниз, лучше гораздо раньше, да? И вставай чуть раньше, тоже сама вот это. I was now about 16 when I started becoming quite fluent in it. I found that my personality developed in Russian. I found that I joked in Russian, didn't have that kind of personality in the English language. I found that I understood how they thought better. I understood their culture. It was just an amazing thing for a 16-year-old to find a position to find themselves in, and being very Irish, all of a sudden having this very Russian side of me. I was very lucky, and it was at a time when there was very few foreigners there and Russian wasn't spoken really outside of Russia. And I could see the potential of knowing this language, this language that everyone mystifies behind James Bond, and it seemed to be an aggressive language, but it's not. They're lovely people. They have a wonderful culture and they're all very highly educated. The thing about Russians that I find very interesting is they love a foreign person speaking Russian. All of a sudden you'll find all the doors open. Whereas maybe when I was there, the doors would have closed because I would have been still quite guarded. Whereas now all the doors open and they're, very warm to that person, and you're not treated as a tourist, you're treated as a member of a family. Again, you're brought places that you wouldn't get as a tourist. It's just so much more welcoming. It's like looking at a book and opening it and reading it. It's two different places, and it's a language that I think is going to seep into Europe in the future. I know it's going to happen.